So in the bride, I was showing you how to do a sandwich in the image adjustments category. And you can do adjustment layers. But can you do an adjustment layer in the filter category? No, you can't. But you can do a sandwich. And let me show you. This is Classy Ashley all painted. Look how beautiful and smooth I got that skin. But you need to get the skin very nice and smooth textured before you even bring it into Painter, so that when you start blending, and once you use the blending brushes, you'll understand the smoother the skin, the easier, the better result you're going to get. So in order to get this result, you have to have the image at a certain level. And let me show you. This is the original image. Okay, so we have slight imperfections that teenagers have in their skin. That's okay. We have Photoshop, we have makeup. So I color corrected it, and I took out a few of the pimples, and we have different tools that we can do that. But I am still having a lot of texture in this face, and I'm not about to go and take every single little dot out because it's going to take forever. And another thing, I want to get as smooth as possible the skin, so that when I use the blenders, it'll go really smoothly. Smoothly being the operative word. Now let's take a look over here. I would like to get the skin looking almost like this, so that when I start blending the skin, it'll come out like that. So this is before the blend. This is after I applied a sandwich. And that's pretty nice. And then I go and I blend that skin in Painter, and that's what I get. Look what happens when I close the eye. Just to give you a little sneak peek, this is Painter at work on a separate layer. This is all painted, and we're going to go to it real soon. But let's get that image ready first. So I am going to come in here on this image, and let's create a sandwich. And let me show you. Let me drop this down and flatten the image. So to create a sandwich, we need 2 breads and we need some meat in the middle. So we got 1, 2, 3. Again, we have 3 layers. Same technique, okay? Close the top eye, and let's discuss what flavor it's going to be this time. Last time we used levels. We did image adjust levels. I don't need levels now. I need to go into the filter category. Filter, blur, and I want to go and give it a Gaussian blur. I want to blur the dickens out of it. I want to get rid of the noise. I don't want to go that high, although it doesn't matter because I can dial down the opacity, or actually dial it in. Let's blur it just enough that you don't see the texture of the skin. I'm happy just over there. You want to do a minimum of a 3 or 3.2, between 3 and 4 of a blur. And I'll say okay. And now she looks lovely. Let's go to the next step. Now I'm going to turn back on the top eye, and I'm going to add a layer mask. And let me come in with my brush tool in my black mode. And this is a little too big of a brush. Let's go down. Soft brush, guys. Soft brush. And now I want to bring in, very gently, I want to start painting in only the soft. I want to bring in the Gaussian blur. I want to bring it in on the layer mask. Just like that. And I'm going to bring it in here as well. I don't want to bring it on the eye. I don't want to blur the eye. I just want to do it on the skin. I'm doing it here as well, a little on the nose. Just like that. Let me just quickly go through this because we've got lots to teach you. Okay, so now I brought in only the parts that I wanted. Okay, and let me come down. Obviously, we're not there yet. What I really need to do now is go back to the middle, and I want to lower the opacity down to 0. So I'm back where I started, and I'm going to dial it in slowly just until I see a nice soft glow. I just want to get rid of the noise so that when I start applying my blending brushes, it'll go much more smooth. So this is before and this is after. All I wanted to do is add a nice little soft glow, and I was able to do it and bring it in. I painted in exactly where I want it in my layer mask. And I'm going to do one more. Just really, really quickly, I'm going to show you this image of this old gentleman. Actually, I really wouldn't want to take out the wrinkles on his face, but for this practice, for this lesson, I'm going to do it. And this is a really beautiful image of this gentleman, and it was taken by Benny Miggs, a good friend of mine. I am going to come in here and duplicate the layer again. Just one more time, guys. So you can see many different areas that you could use the sandwich on. And let me take that filter again, and let me do a blur, a Gaussian blur. And again, I got a 3.2. Let me see how it blurs. I just want to soften. I want to soften that little wrinkle. And I'm going to say okay. And I'm going to come to the top layer. I am adding a layer mask. And I'm going to come in with my brush. And I'm going to zoom in so I can see where those wrinkles are. Actually, the lines of his life is what it really is. Just beautiful. And I don't want to take it away. I just want to soften it. If I wanted to take it away, I have the Band-Aid tool that I could use to retouch. But we don't want to put Band-Aids on this gentleman. Right? We don't want to take away the wrinkles. They are the story of his life. We just want to soften it. Just to soften it a little bit. So I'm just going to do it, demonstrate in one little corner. Okay? And I'm going to go back away just to show you. We're looking at this area right in here. This is before. It's very sharp. And this is after. And now I want to dial again. I want to dial down. And I want to softly just bring in a little bit. Just a drop. Just to soften it. So it's not that harsh. That's about 50%. So that's with it on and that's with it off. And there you have it. Let's go and collapse this sandwich, which is what you would do. You would collapse the sandwich and either add a white border if necessary or just paint edge to edge. And let's get started in Painter.